The world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.
Hello, everybody. This is Juan Carlos Brando here from Atlanta office, and I'm talking today to Ms. Margaret W. Wong, who has been working in this field of the immigration for over 40 years. So thank you so much for joining us today and for your questions, for your time that everybody is joining. Thank you for sharing this video. And we encourage you to ask your questions today and also to share this video to any family member or friend that you know that could be willing to solve an immigration situation. So today we're going to talk to Ms. Wong, and she will have answers for us. So thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for your time. How are you feeling today? How are you doing?
I'm very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And so today, right now, I think Mr. President is talking for some reasons, but it's very interesting how the immigration stuff is going on this week. Actually, yesterday or 2 days ago, one judge, I think in Texas, blocked the decision of the president to not deport people for 100 years. What do you think about this kind of decisions and what could happen?
Right now, I think immigration office is just like us, ICE. They really don't know what's going on because we have to remember the people in Washington, they do policies. They're not foot soldiers like us. Practicing lawyers like us, we know we work with clients to stop deportation. We go see immigration judges to do the trial. So immigration lawyers, they're also another type of immigration lawyers who are policy lawyers. That means they like to advise the government on policies. So as we get older, a lot of people like us who went along to work for the government, now they became counsels in immigration office or OCCs representing ICE on their side because they already know the immigration work. So they already practice on our side. We call them the dark side. So they are going to the other side. They call us a dark side. So there's different types of lawyers. But for now, from what I understand yesterday, an officer was telling one of our clients that if you hire a good lawyer, you file the motion, and we'll let you out. So it seemed like they're looking for something, so they'll let the client out of jail for that 100 days. Now, the 100-day moratorium on deportation, it doesn't mean they cannot put the client in jail. It only means that, well, for now, you just cannot deport. But rumors and the media have been saying that they're still deporting, but I presume those are cases where you already have serious criminal record, aggravated felonies, and you have deportation. But who knows? You know, you have the media on one side, you have the liberals on one side, you have the progressive on one side, you have the Trump supporters on the other, and people like us who are really the soldiers in the field who have to listen to all these people and interpret the law and work with the clients. We are just field people. It's like we are the Mexicans working with the sheep, with the agricultural. But I'm just a field soldier, so I'm working the best I can to help people get out of jail and stop deportation.
And thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for working for everybody who could be in trouble or who wants to resolve their immigration situation. So, Ms. Wong, one of the questions right now is what will happen with this proposal that Mr. President Biden did the first day in the White House? And for some people that are here with a tourist visa, they are still on a tourist visa. What happens if this new rule comes in and they have the visa not expired yet? Could they stay and apply for a kind of pardon or amnesty?
See, that's a very good question. We are getting a lot of calls because when President Reagan in the 80s started the IRCA, saying that an employer can no longer illegal hire, but the aliens, there are 3 million aliens who got green cards. Actually, I thought the number is 1 million. Now they're talking as 3 million. And most of them Mexicans and Latino people. So in those days, it's called amnesty. But nowadays, it's really not called amnesty anymore, or they try to avoid that word. So, but that's only a proposal. Right now, we don't know how they'll rule because it's like the impeachment of Trump, right? Everybody thought, oh, we'll impeach him, and now the Republicans say no. So, and now the whole thing is being proposed. They still have to wait for the House and the Senate to pass it and the president sign it. My gut, it'll take at least 6 months, 9 months to a year. And now a little bit of information is out every day. As of this morning, the rumor is that, oh, you have to be illegal, which happened in the registry in 72, the Mexican amnestia in 82, you had to be illegal. But for this, we don't know yet because it's only a proposal. So a lot of questions is, I came on a tourist visa, so I am legal. Do I qualify? It doesn't seem right that the illegals can get that work permit and a green card and a citizen, but the legals could not do it. Another question that people are raising is that I was really wrongfully deported within like last year or 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Now I'm stuck overseas. So I'm not here on that January 1st of 2021. Would I be qualified? We're getting a lot of calls from overseas on this question. So the answer is we don't know because there is a proposal in there. On the other hand, one of the best I think rules they're proposing is getting rid of the 3 or 10-year bar, which means that from now on, you don't need a 601A waiver. If there's, for example, my child now is 21 years old, he can sponsor me for green card, but because I enter illegally, I have to leave and come back. Because I don't have a spouse or parents or they died, and they have green card or citizen, now in today's law, even under Obama, you could not even come back because I don't have a qualifying relative to a 61A. Under Biden's proposal, I still am penalized. I still have to pay, but I have to leave America, go to the interview American embassy, but I don't need a qualifying to come back. So these are some of the good changes that I hope pass. So each person have their personal opinion, what should pass, what should not pass. But right now, none of this have passed.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Yeah, that's very true. There is a political fight all the time with some of the decisions, and we still don't know what's going to happen. But please keep watching us every single week. Every week we have a podcast by Ms. Wong. We have this Q&A show on Thursdays at 12:30 p.m. on the eastern side of the United States. And you can watch it over and over and just keep asking your questions, and Ms. Wong will be happy to answer them. So I have a question coming in. This is a person from India, and she says, my mom is a citizen from India. She got a green card in 2011, and she would like to apply for the citizenship. The only issue is that she does not speak English, and I would like to know if we need to wait or if there is a chance that she could apply for the citizenship in her language.
Yes, as long as you're over like 60 or 65, there's a rule, and my office would know, I don't remember, is that you have to be 60 or 65 or 55, have a green card for more than 10 or 15 or 20 years. In this case, she got it only 11, so it's 9 years. So I'm pretty sure you can't. Another exemption is medical. So for example, she has dementia, and you have a doctor to certify it, but the doctor should be a treating doctor. It couldn't be just someone you pay, $100 or something to get that report. But that's one way to get citizenship is a medical exemption. So this is not the new law question. This is a general question regarding citizenship. And also for citizenship, you have to live in America for more than 2.5 years out of the 5 years. So a lot of people now, because of the global wealth and global economy. A lot of us, we leave and come back, we work overseas. Like I have a job in Hong Kong who sends me to China to work, and China sends me to Singapore to work. So you have, for tax purposes, you should always respond that you're a resident. Even for tax lawyer, if you live in America less than 181 days, you could represent as a non-resident. Non-resident pay less tax. But my recommendation is, even though you're not here for 180 days, you still do your resident tax return, because then when you apply for green card, the whole thing is, my intent is not to become a non-resident, it's to become a resident. When I get a better job, I'll come back. So these are the laws on citizenship. Unlike the American public, it's not, see, a lot of people think, oh, well, why are illegals stay here for 20 years and get green card, now become a citizen, they make so much money. You know, everybody, most of the people like us, we work hard. That's why my advice for people who are listening now is, number one, keep writing letters, calling, attending Zoom meetings of your congressmen, your mayors, your public personas, your congressmen, senators. Whatever happened, be involved. Even though you may not have papers, and it doesn't cost anything to listen to a video conference, get involved, number one. Number two is, try not to encourage people to come up from the southern border. I'm not saying that wait 6 months or 9 months, but my time, because if you tell people never to come up, they'll be heartbroken. Just give yourself 9 months. Please don't come up from the southern border, because they'll distract our president, the American public, the American media, to push this new law through. Because already lately the news is, if we give them work permits, more people would come, which I think is really stupid. I mean, if people come now, they were not here on January 1st of 2021. They still don't get it, right? But the whole thing is, we need to not give the American public, our president, our vice president, and the media an excuse to say, oh, you guys keep coming up, we're not going to grant you a work permit. You guys keep coming up to apply for Medicaid, Medicare. Like yesterday, I've been thinking about that question on, if I'm a green card holder, or if I'm illegal, can I get Medicaid, Medicare? And at that, really, I don't know the answer, because each state is different, but absolutely, now that I think about it, even if you're a green card, even you've been more than 5 years, you couldn't get Medicaid, Medicare unless you're in a very liberal city, like in New York City, and you're seriously sick. So try not to use our public charge system. Try to stop people from coming up through the caravan. No caravan. I really think the righteous, they were trying to pay for these caravans to derail our immigration reform. So no caravans, don't bring all these kids up, even though they're not yours, and say, oh, these are kids, because the more you try to hurt the system, the more they'll say no to us. We need this law to pass. So for now, please, no more DUI, no more pornography, no sex. Don't do stupid stuff. Don't come up illegally. Give us 9 months to pass the law. And also, no more Medicaid, Medicare. Just don't do stupid stuff. All right. So let's pass the law, and then we'll go from there. I mean, that's our message now. Because right now, the whole America is on standstill waiting this law. I have actually new mothers who come and say, oh, Mrs. Wong, Margaret, I have this babysitter I really want to hire, but I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a teacher, I'm a professor, I don't want to hire illegal. So when can you help me get a work permit? I would say, wait till the law to pass. Write your senator, a congressman. So once the law passed, these people can get a good job, and they'll get paid a prevailing wage. Because if you have no papers, you can't get a good job. You can't fly, you can't report tax return. You couldn't get nothing. You can't even get into Obamacare, which you pay for the health insurance. Life is not fair. But life is not fair, but let's pass the law for now. All right.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this advice. And we know that there's a lot of things going on media, and they want to cover it all, but sometimes it puts a lot of pressure on the president and even to the Congress and the Senate. So we need to be patient. It doesn't matter where you are from. We need to be patient and listen to the advice of a good attorney, like we are doing right now with Ms. Wong. So thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this advice. We have a bunch of questions coming in, but I would like to start by asking this one. My husband has been deported 3 times, and now he's detained since December in a federal detention center. I would like to know if there is something we could do, or if there is just deportation or removal coming up.
The only thing you could do is what we call a reasonable fear interview, but those are very difficult because the standard is high. You were deported 3 times. I would like to know, did someone do a FOIA for you? Or you should get the public. Normally, when you're in a federal custody, that's a U.S. Marshals custody, U.S. attorneys actually are nicer than OCC lawyers. You need to do a discovery and see, why were you deported 3 times? Were you really deported 3 times, or you were, if you're from Mexico, some of those deportation are catch and release. You were not deported 3 times. You're probably in federal custody because of illegal re-entry. If you have a criminal record, it's probably, that's not good. Now, most federal cases, and I feel very bad for you, is that they do time serve. So, for example, you sat in jail for 3 months. Now, your federal public prosecutor will go plead guilty because you do time serve. And now you normally get deported again. So if you come back, because let's face it, we will come back. I mean, that's the problem the American public doesn't understand. People like us, this is our home. We'll get deported and we'll come back. It just increases the traffic, increase the American budget on the drones up there and on danger. I don't know if you watched the movie by the Liam Neeson that I just went and watched. The whole theater was empty, me and my sister and her husband, just the 3 of us. It was a very nice experience. It talks about a border case. But in any event, I'm pretty sure you're doing time served. You need to talk to a federal prosecutor, a federal public defender. They're normally very good, and you don't pay for them, because every criminal case, the judges could appoint you a lawyer. It's not like immigration case. We don't have a right to free counsel. So ask them to do a discovery for you, because most federal criminal lawyers, because they're not doing immigration work, they're more do it's a criminal case, federal criminal, versus people like us, we do federal immigration. And we do some federal criminal, but that's why the first thing we ask, and they normally give it to you in 1 or 2 days, unlike OCC, FOIA takes 3 months, 6 months, Ask for discovery. Ask, how were you deported 3 times? Were those deportation correct? Did the correct officer? Sometimes we find at the border, because sometimes they're just National Guards, they want to just deport someone, and it's very loosely run, those federal, because millions and millions of miles, there's no officer, so they're normally scared, and I don't blame them. It's very dangerous out there because there's a lot of drugs, a lot of guns, and I don't understand why people like us who have no criminal record, try not to have a criminal record, be mixed up with that. But in any event, I would check if you were really deported 3 times, and as a federal public defender, because they're very busy people, they handle hundreds of cases because they are more for the poor people. So ask them, what am I pleading guilty to? Because once you finish your federal custody, you have a detainer or hold. It means the same thing. That means the federal people are required to notify immigration people to pick you up within 48 hours. Now, there's a moratorium of no deportation for 100 days. It doesn't mean they don't keep you in jail for 100 days, but right now you're not in immigration custody, you're in criminal custody. So then you need to finish your criminal custody, give immigration 48 hours, they may forget to come pick you up. That'll be awesome. Or they purposely forget to come pick you up, or because your crime is not that bad, they don't pick you up, then you're out. But when each time you go to probation report or call them, you never know who's lurking at the corner and they'll come and grab you. It's weird. So it's sort of heartless. But that's what I would do. Check if you were really deported 3 times, and make sure whatever you plead to, the correct people sign the old deportation, because a lot of times that's error. Once there's error, your criminal lawyer could reopen the deportation case for you, arguing you had no deportation, so you should not be charged with illegal re-entry. But if they're smart, they may charge you with illegal entry, which is another section of the crime. That's another way, but then you shouldn't be in jail since December, because now it's in February. So it depends on what's time served and stuff like that.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer and for sharing a lot of experiences that you have with the immigration field. And for everybody who is joining us today, I would like to invite them to call for more information to 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984 is the phone number that you need to call. It doesn't matter the city that you are at. You can call this phone number and they will direct you to the city that you can go and make an appointment. So Ms. Wong has offices in Atlanta, Chicago, Columbus, Cleveland, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is the same, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Ms. Wong, what is happening with the U visa petitions is somebody asking here.
Good. So right now, U visa, because Trump people are still there, U visa became very popular, especially with the Latino people. Within 10 years ago, there was a time that most U visas are approved. It took 3 months to 6 months. It's approved, and the whole family can get the green card. Now it's becoming difficult. Now they're only approving cases. So there was two types of work permit. One is C14, C15, which is a 2 years. Another type is C19, C20. Actually, that's A19, A20, which means the case is approved and you're waiting for the 3 years to apply for the 485, the green card. So right now, they're only approving cases filed after May of 2015 to October. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of either RFVs or NOIDs for U visa, but congratulations. If you file between that time, you either get an approval or NOID or RFV. They're asking if the signature is correct. In the olden days, there's a lot of rings. Like they'll say, "Oh, if you pay me like $1,000, I'll get the police to sign it." But the police never signed it. He himself signed it, so that's wrong. So these are RFVs. But now under Biden new law, they are asking for increase of numbers for 10,000. That's why the 2-year work permit. 2-year work permit only applies to cases that could have been approved and will be approved, but for the 10,000 numbers. So they gave you the 2-year, wait for the 10-year, the 10,000 number to come in and give you the 4 years, right? But under Trump, they won't give you a 2-year anymore. They give you only a 10 years. Now, worse is still Trump people there, but they're giving you a lot of noise, RVs, prior deportation, like perm bar cases. They're asking for proof, which really is irrelevant because the I-192 could have cured it, things like that. So, but under Biden, they're increasing it to 30,000. But somehow U visa is a weird visa. U visa is just like an SMT, but U visa, you require the signature of a law enforcement. So a lot of like notarios and people who doesn't really practice immigration law, but they see how other people do it, they're getting all sorts of crazy people to sign it. And I sort of don't blame the adjudicator, because after a while, it's like, are you sure you're from police station? Are you sure you're from the labor department? Are you sure? Or show me proof. So that's what's happening to the U visa.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And yeah, this is something that is going on every single day. We have people that can apply for EU visa, but many of them just don't know. So the next question is, hi, I am working in a liquor store. Is there essential work?
Is there what? I'm sorry.
Essential work is.
That's a good question. Because right now, farm worker, I think the reason why they're asking is, there are two reasons to ask this question. Under the virus, I presume it's not the virus essential worker difference. I presume the question is two. Number one, if I'm an essential worker, can I do an e-visa? But since it's only a liquor store and the owner should be a green card or citizen, I don't think that's the reason why he's asking. I think he's asking because right now, under the Biden proposal, TPS and DACA could immediately apply for green card, except certain like criminal records and stuff like that. And farm workers, they should be able to immediately apply for green card. So I think the question he asked is, no, liquor store people are not essential worker. I'm sorry. You don't need to get drunk to be an essential worker. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Yeah, it could make sense. It could make sense for some people that feel like it's essential for them, but it's not considered essential workers. Yeah. However, you can call Ms. Wong because in this kind of jobs, and this kind of companies. Ms. Wong has been helping a lot of people that have these gas stations, hotels as well, Ms. Wong. Those for investments, can they apply for an investment visa or something like that? If I think this person is from Southern Asia.
Yeah. So Southern Asia have no e-visa status. In fact, there are two types of investment visa. One is a 900,000. It used to be 500,000. And most people in liquor stores, because it's so highly regulated. And the sad thing is a lot of people, because they're very lowly paid, people who work in grocery stores, drugstores, a liquor store, because they're more doing the sales, the cash register. They don't have the 900,000 because the America do check to make sure you don't belong to the mafia. It's not black money. They check your tax return. All right. So you cannot do investment. Another investment visa, what we call the E visa, the E2 visa that we just talked about, E1, E2. If they're from South Asia, they don't have the E2 status. E2 status, Korea have E2 now, Taiwan have E2. So Egypt have an E2. So certain countries have E2, but the amount differs. Like Mexico E2, sometimes for 40, 50,000, you can get an E2 visa. It's just they don't know. Korea, you need at least 150 to 200,000 to come from American embassy, but inside you can get one for about 100,000. So it depends on the country because the definition is substantial investment. So what's the definition of substantial? The law never give us a clear definition. So it depends on the wealth of the country.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And we have another very interesting question. What if I am applying for a family member, but I don't meet the sponsorship financial obligations?
I would still do the I-130. A lot of people think, well, because I'm the older brother of my sister, I need to make the money today to sponsor my sister. You don't. A family 4, which again, Biden is proposing to make the line shorter. That's why Biden is talking about family 2, go into immediate relatives, so the other priority can go up and not wait in line. So let's assume I'm a citizen, I want to sponsor my sister who is in Hong Kong, right? So it will take me 12 years. I don't need to make the financial now. I just need to file the I-130 with birth certificate, proof of relationship, and Hong Kong used to be British, so it's very easy for us to prove relationship. I need to file it. Then after 12 to 15 years, when the quota open, at that time, I need to show my tax return. Some countries, they don't trust us, so they want 3 years. So you really only need 1 or 3 years after 12 to 15 years. So start making more money. And also another way that you could sponsor is not just on tax return, because by then most of us retired. You can also sponsor with the 864 on wealth. So for example, I saved up enough money, I have a lot of pensions, even though I don't have the cash on hand, I have pensions, I own an apartment building, I charge rent. So with the rent money and the net worth of the apartment building, you can sponsor. So it's not just your earnings. So file the I-130 now and talk about earnings when quota opens. So for example, I'm a citizen, I'm sponsoring my married child, it takes 10 years. So I don't need to have that much money now, but file the I-130 because otherwise you're not in line. And that's why the new law is very important for us, because they're cutting the line. So instead of waiting 10 years, I can wait only 6 years. And then 1 year before the 6th year, that's when you need to show your tax return.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. So you can call right now. 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and Ms. Wong will have an answer for you. So this one about the sponsorship is something I just learned, Ms. Wong. So thank you so much for sharing this, because some people don't do it because they don't think they are making that much money now, but the truth is that they will need to do it eventually in the future. So just make sure that you work hard and you make enough money to sponsor your family member. 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Offices in 9 cities of the United States: Atlanta, Chicago, Columbus, Cleveland, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. Just one phone number, one website, imwong.com, imwong.com. And we are broadcasting now through Facebook and YouTube. So thank you so much for joining us today. The next question is, will the bill cover those in court?
I hope so. The bill was not specific in what kind of, I'm sure they don't cover all criminal cases. What kind, like if I have one DUI, is it covered? If I have two DUI, is it covered? If my DUI is more than 10 years ago, would it be covered? Or 5 years ago, would it be covered? The bill did not say that. That's number one. The bill also did not say, I'm pretty sure if you're in court, I'm actually very sure that you're still covered because you don't have a final order. But what happened to those people who came in 95? They already had a final order because before 97, all final orders are not reinstated. So for example, the government wants to start deporting me again today. They have to reissue me an NTA versus that's after April 97. Before April 97, each deportation stands its own. So if they want to deport you, they have to issue a new one. After April 97, they can only reinstate the old deportation. So the law was not, but I'm pretty sure you are covered if you're still in the court system.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And we have another interesting question coming through. And this is Raj Patel. Says, what happened if I now start working in farming? Would I be able to adjust status?
That's a very good question. My goal since I was a young lawyer in my 20s, I started representing Patels. And in those days, Modi was not hot. The BJP party was in a mess. So now we used to win a lot of cases because, it was a losing party. Now we're winning. So it's just a different, and also the new vice president is from southern India. They're not the Patels, which is more different. So India is just an awesome country with awesome culture, colorful, a lot of caste, a lot of murders, a lot of like mysteries for me, a lot of rapes, a lot of chauvinistic stuff, but also a lot of feminist stuff, which is awesome. Of course, so Gandhi is a woman. So I'm sorry, to answer your question, you're a Patel. They're not going to believe you're agricultural. That's a problem. A lot of us, because the Asian people, the Indians, the Chinese, a lot of us, we don't use our hands. I would not do it. And also, I always believe in parallel tracks. We come to America because we have a dream, we have a goal, we were persecuted, whatever we are, we need to lead a life. I have some parents who don't have children of their own, they adopt parents, they're adoptees or they foster, and with that it's harder to get a green card than natural born. So I always believe in, you need the parallel tracks. My life, who do I want to be? Who am I? Why am I put in this earth? That's your life, all right? You don't go, and if I'm born to come to America 10 tries, I was deported 3 times, that's my life. The other side is visa. Lately, especially after Trump, we see so many clients who ask, oh, nurses are easy to get green card. Even though I'm a doctor in my home country, I want to be a nurse now, it's easy to get a green card. You don't change your life, your profession of who you are just to fit into a green card category. I believe strongly, first you lead your life if I'm gay, because there was time Doma did not fail. Gay people could not get green cards, right? So then they have to pretend they're heterosexual, they pretend to marry someone just to get the green card. But then you lose yourself. What good is getting a green card when you lose yourself? That's not good. So you have to lead your life, define your purpose and your goals. Now you said, and Patels, a lot of us, because I'm very active in BAPS, we do, you are very hotel people, you're very entrepreneurish. So be who you are. Now, the law didn't pass on farm workers, so absolutely not. And if you are, they don't believe it when they, do you look like a farm worker? Do you have strong, because you should see those farm workers, they're so strong. And they're very complex and they're very laid back. I mean, you would think people who ride horses, win horses, but the people who's at the back of those horse people, the farm, they're very easy, lucky people. They get up at 4 o'clock, they go milk the cows, because we do a lot of investment cases on EB5, because we have to count the number of cows, number of pigs, number of chicken. It's sort of fun. But no, you don't need to be agricultural.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And Ms. Wong, you're right, because when I came to the United States, I was a person who was used to work in an office, working in my...
You were a lawyer.
Yeah, I was a lawyer, and I will be an attorney again.
Right.
Yes. And when I came here, my first job was painting out there in the sun. You know, Atlanta is very hot during the summer, and I had to go on a ladder, go up, and I was dying. I mean, it was really hard for me to do that kind of job. So as soon as I could, I found a job in other area because uh, that people, the people that work there out there in the farm, in agriculture, painting or remodeling, they have to be really strong and also really brave, and that's why they admire many immigrant people, because they are hard workers, hard working people. And that's one of the reasons why, even though some uh, presidents or former presidents don't like immigrants, people know that if the immigrants leave this country, is going to be a very big problem to the nation. So thank you, Ms. Wong, for supporting all of the people that come here with a dream and helping them reach that dream which is the American dream. So one last question, Ms. Wong, before we dismiss. What's going to happen to the people that have applied for asylum and have 5 or 6 or 8 years waiting if this bill passes the Congress?
I'd like to advise people that if you file an asylum within a year, the chances of winning are very, very high. Even though under Obama, under Bush, it was first in, first out. So whoever filed years ago get to go to the interview or get to do the reasonable fear or credible fear test. But under Trump, it became last in, first out. So now you are stuck in the middle. The first in, first out, they didn't get to you because the first in, first out. And then suddenly Trump came in, they became less in, first out. So you are stuck in between. Those are cases that's filed between 2015 and 2017, 2018. And in those days, at least we can get parole. So it's a very different arena after Trump came in. And for immigration lawyers like us, oh my gosh, we have to relearn on the new stuff. Now we have to relearn on the old stuff. So for that, I won't worry about it. If you want to, Chicago will, some like Virginia will, Arlington, Virginia. So some district officers will listen to you and interview you early if you feel you have a chance to win. The Biden route did not get passed. We don't even know what it is. My gut is if you file it within a year, there's still a chance that you can win. Don't listen to a lot of these media people and say, oh, you'll be deported. I don't think so. I think if you have a good case, if a lawyer works hard for you and develop the proofs, of course, the government is not going to issue a letter and say, oh, you're a member of this class and I'm going to kill you. It doesn't, it's like a ping pong game. It's like that's why I love my cases, because it's like what I prepare and immigration would check it. Sometimes they check the paper to see if it's a real police certificate or you just made up a number. They check the number. So make sure it's not unreal, those stuff, all right? Make sure it's not false. It's not phony stuff. You can win the case. You'll push it. But if you feel you cannot win, I'm pretty sure Obama, as I said earlier, if you're still in the system, you don't have a final order. I don't mean Obama, but Biden case, you should be in the system. But I don't think you'll lose the case. If you really feel strongly, push for the interview, you can win it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Do you have time for one more question, Ms. Wong?
Yes.
Okay, so Hayendra Patel is asking, I filed my EU visa, so do I get any benefits?
No, until it's approved. But Biden does say that they're going to increase the 30,000 number. I don't know if he can answer me. When did he file? I cannot tell him approximately. Right now, they're only approving to 2015. And there's a lot of RFVs annoyed compared to cases filed in 2013 and 2014.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And yeah, this is the last question. Do I need to renew my kid's passport immediately? Because those are expired in 2020 and we are on asylum in the United States.
If the kids are American citizens, you should extend. If this is a Patel question, right?
It's Camille Kiada.
What country? For Indian people, if you're on asylum, India government would never extend your passport. Don't even bother to try. So I don't know what country you're from. To extend passport, it depends on the country. China will not issue you a new passport if you file for asylum. Some other countries will, they won't even ask. But India now is really tough. If you're undocumented in America, if you file for asylum, no passport. Don't even try. In the olden days, you can pay some people a few $1,000s to give it to you. This is important for people like us who have a passport. Now they won't. Don't try.
Yes, and the previous question was about the U visa. This person filed in 2019 and got the fingerprints on February 4, 2019.
Okay, it'll still take you, I think under Biden, it'll go faster now, but we don't know the approval rate because right now the approval rate is really down versus in the olden days, approval rate is it's like 85, 95%. My advice is maybe look for other ways to at least get your work permit now because U visa, you need approval to get a work permit. But maybe Biden would come up with a C-14 again because that means it's not approved because you don't have a number, but at least you get to 2 years. But so far, haven't seen anything to that effect. I would look at this case and see if there's any other way you can get a work permit.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Now I will let you go. Today is lunchtime or is past lunchtime. And yes, so thank you so much. See you next week. Tomorrow, we're going to have a short answer by Ms. Wong with the DACA process and the asylum. So please follow us on Instagram and YouTube, on Facebook, in Spanish, in English. And we know that you have a Chinese website, Ms. Wong?
Yes.
And Facebook as well, or no Facebook?
No Facebook because
okay.
Right.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Just for the information of people, so please follow us, give us a like, share our videos, and please don't forget to call for more information, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Thank you so much, Ms. Wong.
Thank you.
This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.